Here's a question for you. Have you ever stopped to think if it's actually possible to save too much money?
I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? We're always being told to save more, plan for the future, for that rainy day. So how could there possibly be a downside to being really good at it?
Well, today we're going to explore the story of a man who found out the answer the hard way. He's a Japanese man known as Suzuki, and his life offers this incredibly powerful lesson on what money is actually for. Okay, so to really get this, we have to start at the beginning. This guy, Suzuki, he wasn't just good at saving. No, he made it his entire life's mission. He was an absolute master of frugality. You see, his mindset was really forged in hardship. He grew up poor, and from a young age, working part-time jobs, he learned the value of every single penny. This wasn't just some hobby for him. This was everything. And it literally shaped every single decision he made for decades to come. So you're probably wondering, how did he do it? What was his secret? Well, it wasn't some complicated investment strategy or playing the stock market. Nope. His method was way simpler and, honestly, a whole lot harder. It all came down to extreme, unwavering discipline in his day-to-day life. Just look at these rules for a second. The commitment here is just incredible. I mean, think about it. Never owning a car. Ever. Always living in the absolute cheapest rental you can find, even if it's miles from work. Getting everywhere by walking or biking. Turning off the AC just to save a few bucks on electricity. And family outings? Yeah, those were pretty much just trips to the local park. This wasn't some temporary savings challenge, you guys. This was his entire life. So after a whole lifetime of this intense sacrifice, there's got to be a big payoff, right? I mean, all those years of saying no to basically everything had to lead to something. And for Suzuki, oh, it did. He got his reward, and let me tell you, it was a big one. At 60 years old, he had finally done it. All those decades of denying himself small pleasures and big purchases, it all led to this one moment. He had finally achieved the financial security he'd been dreaming about his entire life. And here it is. Just look at that number, 3.9 crore rupees. To put that in perspective, that's over 450,000 US dollars. By any measure you can think of, his mission was a wild success. He had enough money to handle pretty much any emergency, to have a comfortable retirement. He'd won the game he spent his whole life playing. But what he was about to find out was that the game had a hidden cost he never saw coming. Yeah, because this is where the story takes a sharp turn. Right at the absolute peak of his financial success, life threw a curveball that no amount of money could ever fix. This timeline, it's just brutal. So simple, but so devastating. At 60, he hits his financial goal. He's on top of the world. Then, just a little while later, his wife gets diagnosed with a serious illness. And by the time he's 66, just 6 years after reaching his goal, she's passed away. The entire future he had sacrificed everything to save for. It was just gone, in an instant. And just like that, all those numbers in his bank account, they felt completely hollow. That pride he felt, it was replaced by this crushing, profound regret. He stopped thinking about how much money he'd gained and started calculating everything he had lost. And this quote, this is from Suzuki himself, and it just cuts right to the heart of it all. My wife's biggest dream was a home of our own. She died in a rental because of my stubbornness. All those years in cheap rentals, it wasn't because they couldn't afford it. It was because he chose not to. Her dream was so simple, a home of their own, and he realized way too late that his own strict rules were the only thing that had stood in the way. And, the regret went so much deeper than just the house. It was about everything. All the trips they never took, the simple joy of just going out for dinner together, all those little shared experiences that actually make up a life. He had a fortune in the bank, but when it came to memories, he was completely bankrupt. And this is the question that haunts him now. What is the use of having only money when all the good moments are lost? He has all the financial security he ever wanted, but the one person he wanted to share it with, she's gone. And all that time he could have spent making memories with her, that's gone forever too. So, okay, what's the lesson here? What do we take away from Suzuki's heartbreaking story? Because this isn't really just about him, is it? It forces all of us to look at this fundamental tension in our own lives. This idea of finding the right balance.
When you boil it down, it's like we're all walking between these two paths. On one side, you've got future security. That's all about extreme saving, financial discipline, delaying gratification. And on the other side, present joy, shared experiences, making memories, fulfilling dreams right now. Suzuki went all in, like to the absolute extreme on that first path, only to realize, too late, how incredibly valuable that second path was. His story is just screaming at us, the key is finding the balance between them.
And really, that's the big takeaway, isn't it? Look, of course, saving money and being responsible is important. It's crucial. But what Suzuki's story shows us is that money is a tool. It's a means to an end, not the end itself. The goal of life isn't to die with the biggest number in your bank account. It's to live the richest life. Money is just the tool that helps you build that life, whether that's buying that dream home, seeing the world, or just enjoying a nice dinner out with the people you love. So we're left with this question. What is the right balance between saving for tomorrow and living for today? Suzuki's story doesn't give us a neat and tidy answer, because honestly, there isn't one. It's a question every single one of us has to figure out for ourselves. But his life, it serves as one heck of a cautionary tale. A reminder not to get so laser-focused on saving for the future that you completely forget to actually live in the present. Because tomorrow, as he learned, is never guaranteed.